Hey guys, it's me, Steph, the colorful Metalsmith, and we're gonna make some jump rings today. So I'm starting by coiling my silver here. So I take a cordless drill and some jump ring mandrels. I place the wire into the chuck of the drill and make a little L shape so that it cannot slide out and it will stay in firmly. Ooh, there we go, we have a nice coil. And you just want to push down on the button and take it nice and slow, especially when you're doing your first coil. It does take a little bit of getting used to. And definitely wear your safety glasses when doing this. So make sure it's nice and tight. Again, you want to make a little L shape. Keep it nice and firm. And I use my pointer finger and my thumb to guide the coil. So I'm gripping it pretty tightly as I wind the coil. You can also use a hand drill for this, or you can purchase a jump ring winder. Next, I'm going to wrap my coils in masking tape so that when I saw into them, the jump rings won't jump or fly away on me. And the tape will just keep them all nice and neat. Some of the jump ring mandrels will have a little hole at the end, so you could stick your wire through there. I just wanted to mention that real quick before we get sawing. You can buy jump ring mandrels on Amazon or at any jewelry supply company for the most part, yes. All right, now that we're nice and taped, we can get sawing. And today I wanted to test out my new Green Lion soap and my new Green Lion Big Belly saw frame. So the Green Lion soap, they are doing a collab with the, I believe it is Velvet and Violet Apothecary, and you bet I did smell the soap to see if it had a scent. It does not. I am that weird person who will smell it. So, nope, there is no scent. I am just stringing my my coil onto my saw blade so that I can saw the coil from the inside out. And whenever you saw your jump rings, you want to start from the top of the coil and work your way down. Don't focus on the coil as a whole, because then you're just going to wear yourself out and kind of get nowhere fast. I'm just putting a little bit of the saw blade soap onto my saw blade so that way I can saw nice and easy through my coil. And you just want to move your saw frame straight up and down so that your jump rings will be nice and flush and the seam will be nice and straight. Originally, when I started sawing through these jump rings, I was using a number 4/0 saw blade, and then I switched to a number 2/0 saw. I was smelling the soap. I switched to a number 2/0 saw blade, and I had a much easier time sawing through these jump rings. The particular wire that I am making my jump rings with right now is a textured wire. I believe it is called a diamond wire or sparkle wire that I purchased from Rio Grande. So it has texture all around. So I found that the 2/0 saw blade made sawing into the coil much easier than my 4/0 saw blade. So I also could have checked the gauge of the wire before I started sawing, so I could match my saw blade to the wire gauge. That would have been the smart thing to do. But I was just so excited to saw out these jump rings and start making some chains for these pendants that I have been working on. That I just picked a saw blade from my kerf saw blade holder and was like, let's go for it. So sometimes we all just make quick judgments, and then we decide, all right, this is not helping. Let's find one that will make our life so much easier. When I am sawing a lot of jump rings, I like to use a rotary saw. That way you can cut through the rings faster and get a nice clean cut, save your hand strength. But that's usually if I'm sawing pounds of jump rings. So on a day-to-day basis, I just use my hand saw to saw the jump rings because I'm usually not making pounds of jump rings. So your hand saw works really well. And this is a really great practice for sawing. The more sawing practice you get, I think the better, because your saw is your best friend throughout the jewelry making process. In my opinion, you use it like every day, so get that practice in. All right, time to close some jump rings. You want to take 2 flat nose pliers and hold one in each hand. And you don't want to wiggle too much. We want to keep our rings nice and round. So you just want to wiggle back and forth so that the 2 ends click against each other, build some friction, and meet right in the middle. If you're opening a jump ring, you just want to pull backwards a little bit. We don't want to distort the jump ring, so just pull slightly back so that the ring still stays nice and round. I am using a Sharpie to mark my seams for these jump rings since they are textured. The Sharpie makes it easier for me to see my seams. That way when I go to solder these ones, I can see my seam since they blend so seamlessly into the jump ring. Once you have all the jump rings marked, you can solder some of them closed. I hope this tutorial helped you start your jump ring journey. Thank you all for watching. Stay rad and keep on smithing. See you all later. Bye.